Hey everybody, sorry about that. I was having some audio issues, so I had to move to my laptop. So this microphone isn't going to be as great, but bear with me. But I felt that this was important enough to get out there. This is an update on the whole rise of the Moors, whatever you want to call it, debunkle. I don't even know what to call it anymore. My phone was blown up this morning when and the rise of the Moors would be dangerous, but this will go be how dangerous the rise of the Moors are. Let me say hello to everybody. Hello, Mark. Hello, Public Eye. Hello, Joe. Hello, Irish Dublin Girl. Hello, Eating with the Top Boss. Yes, they are domestic terrorists, and hopefully now they will be taken more seriously, especially with this. Hey, Rev. Hey, Sam. Hey, Scooter. Hey, Al. Hello, Tracy. Karen. How am I sounding? I'm on my laptop microphone, not the usual one I use. Hello, Amber. One thing I would say is if this happened in Texas or Arizona, I bet this would be a completely different situation. All right, let's get to the update here. And if I missed anyone, hello, everybody. Just 1 second. Share.
Dominus, what is? The storms left some damage, but no reports of injury. Thursday night, the big story on Action News tonight is the end of a stormy night in the tri-state area.
This morning at approximately 1:30.
And a probable tornado. Cecily Tynan, we also saw the last gasp of our heat wave, but the big...
Try this again.
Morning, and thank you. I'd like to brief you on what is a highly dynamic and evolving situation. This morning at approximately 1:30, a marked state police cruiser was on patrol on Route 95 north in Wakefield, approximately in the area that and actively the trooper stopped were in the emergency, observed that the motorists were attempting vehicles. There were a number of people outside the vehicles. The trooper, again, stopped to assist, interacted with the individuals, and then quickly observed that they were clad in what I would describe as tactical or military-style uniforms, BDUs, tactical vests, body-worn cameras. Some had slung long rifles. Some had sidearms, pistols. Some had a combination of both. The trooper made inquiries as to their driver's license status, asked them to produce relevant firearms licenses, and the individuals indicated that they had neither, or that they did not have them on their person. The trooper, given the situation, there were approximately 8 to 10 of these individuals, requested backup immediately. Backup responded both in the form of MSP backup and local assets that responded to assist the troopers. Further inquiry was conducted. with the individuals that had been stopped in the breakdown lane. At some point during this interaction, a number of those individuals alight into the wood line with their firearms. A perimeter was quickly established, both with local assets and MSP assets. I'd like to thank the NEMLEC team that responded, as well as the Massachusetts Stop Police team that responded. A hard perimeter was set. During the course of the morning as this evolved, ultimately, two individuals were located in the wood line. One was armed. Those two individuals have been taken into custody and are under arrest and are being processed now. We are currently engaged with the subjects through our hostage negotiation team. We are talking with the subjects some that are in the woods, some that are still at the vehicles in the breakdown lane where the original interaction occurred. And we are hopeful that we will be able to resolve this peacefully with them. We're committed to a negotiation with them, having a conversation. We're going to utilize time. Time is our ally in this, and we will certainly utilize that. That being said, motorists in the impacted area can expect significant delays as Route 95 northbound and southbound are currently shut down. Additionally impacted by this operation is a commuter T-line that runs through the active area. That area was shut down, and commuters can expect delays or an impact to that area. So that's the current status of the situation. I just left with the command post, left the negotiators, and again, they're having conversations with the individuals there at the impacted area. We're trying to successfully and peacefully resolve this. I've had an opportunity to see some of the body-worn camera footage that was shot of the initial interaction. I've very briefly looked at that. I've seen the initial interaction between the trooper and the individuals in the breakdown lane. And I have to applaud the actions of the trooper, very patient, very understanding with them, very adept at de-escalation. And so I'm confident that that mindset and methodology will permeate the entire negotiation that we have with these individuals, and we'll be able to successfully resolve this. And we look forward to doing that. I don't have any knowledge about this particular specific group. However, the state police, it is not unusual for us to counter people that have sovereign citizen ideologies. I'm not saying that this group does, but we have had those encounters before in the past. We train to those encounters. We very much understand, the philosophy that underlies that mindset. And we train our officers actually at the academy on these interactions and how to de-escalate those situations and how to engage with people that have that philosophy and mindset and resolve those situations, in a peaceful manner, which is what we're committed to doing today.
So is it clear?
When a Mega Millions jackpot of $500 million was won in Bucks County, the winners have come forward, sort of. Pennsylvania lottery officials say the jackpot winners opted to form a trust.
They definitely are not Moors. There's the Moors, the actual Moors, were wiped out centuries ago. Let me share this. This is the article. Share screen. So I wasn't fully prepared for this. My phone's blown up this morning with people saying, "Did you hear about this? Did you hear about this?" Well, 11 arrested from armed group of men claiming to not recognize laws after standoff. Police arrested 11 from an armed group of men claiming to not recognize our laws after a standoff with police in Massachusetts that shut down a major highway during the busy holiday weekend and prompted shelter-in-place orders. Now, let's talk about that. Shut down a major highway during holiday weekend. You know that this is exactly what they wanted. They knew they were going to get stopped. They wanted to get stopped. They wanted this attention. But I think the thing that they failed is they thought they were, and no, all they really did was raise more attention to this group. And hopefully law enforcement, FBI, marshals, and whomever take this a little bit more seriously than they have, because this group is just growing in size and it's getting dangerous. More and more people are believing in this ideology, and well, it's one of the many reasons why channels like mine, Virgo, Mr. Swindle, Van, and others, and Vilified Freedom, why we do what we do. Now, I don't know exactly when this, maybe Mr. Swindle could let me know about this. When did the first start with people claiming to be Moors? Hopefully Mr. Swindle's still in here. I don't think he's in here anymore. I really apologize. This is like totally impromptu. I was not prepared for this at all. This is not my usual streams. It's kind of embarrassing a little bit, but hang on 1 second. Let me look something up. Now I found this. Hopefully, Mr. Swindle will come back. But this is from the Southern Poverty Law Center about more sovereign citizens. And what's up, Doofy? And Doofy here was one of the first ones to share this information with me this morning. So let's see, the more sovereign citizen movement is a collection of independent organizations and lone individuals that emerged in the early 1990s as an offshoot of the anti-government sovereign citizen movement, which believed that individual citizens hold sovereignty over and are independent of the authority of the federal and state governments. And it's a good point, Chris. A lot of people don't like law enforcement, and you know what? Everyone has the right to like or not like them, but be smart, at least. Be respectful. Because it's not going to turn out well otherwise for you. Yes, there are bad cops out there. We all know that. But the good does outweigh the bad, and we don't recognize the bad cops. Those are not the ones that we stand behind. We stand behind the good cops. And despite what you've heard, there's many of them. But there's always going to be the bad with the good. So no, I haven't checked my Twitter yet. That's one I haven't checked. In fact, let me check it now while I'm here. Mhm. So then did you DM it to me? Because I don't see anything on Twitter. He's claiming here and has the American Indians are not real. Yeah, they call them, and I hate even using this term. They call them $5 Indians. And yes, you are real. They're the ones that are delusional, especially the ones that think that they're from Washita, which is another sovereign citizen branch. And I bet you any amount of money, and I'm going to be watching for this, but Devon is going to be all over this. I guarantee you that. And it's going to be hilarious because he's going to go off. Let's see, reading here. Member of the Moor sovereigns called Moors have come in conflict with federal and state authorities over their refusal to obey laws and government regulations. Recently, more sovereign citizens have engaged in violent confrontations with law enforcement. They have also been known to retaliate against government authorities through financial means, a process called paper terrorism. More sovereign citizens oppose an interpretation of the sovereign doctrine that African Americans constitute an elite class within American society with special rights and privileges that convey on them a sovereign immunity, placing them beyond federal and state authority, which we all know is bullshit. One thing that I find funny, if when any Moor or so-called Moor that you talk to, you ask them, "Hey, why don't you do a DNA test and see what comes up?" They'll deflect and they'll go off in 5 million different directions on how DNA tests aren't accurate. Meanwhile, they're about 100%, 99.99% accurate. But to them, it's for some reason still not accurate. It doesn't depict any truth. But I can guarantee if any of them took a DNA test, it would come up with African roots. Rise of the Moors are a peaceful organization, and they notified the local authority of the event. They're not a peaceful organization. If you believe that, then I have some beachfront property in Arizona I'd like to sell you. T.S. Doc Holiday, I've asked Moors many times, if you guys are the real Moors, why doesn't Morocco itself confirm your claim to support you? That's a good one. I'll have to remember that one. I'll have to use that. Check Twitter. Okay, Selden, thank you. I got it. Sorry for what? Bigger B. Yeah, I wish there was a beach here. It would be nice. We have to drive, what, about 5 hours to San Diego just to get to a beach? And the scary thing is they were just driving up to Maine to go into a forest to do some quote unquote training. Okay, big baby, no problem. And what they would have done up there, I don't even want to think about. That's because it would be no good. I'll be right back home. Sorry, I had to grab some coffee. Yes, in Arizona, even when it's 102 degrees, we still drink hot coffee. At least some of us do. I think that all of them were caught now because it says 11 were arrested. Originally, when it broke, 2 were arrested, and then the rest took off like cowards. But I think they got them all. And what they're charged with, I don't know. I'll look that up. Oh, thank you for very much for the $14.99, Selden. Really appreciate it. I read part of the treaty, and honestly, it's not even really in existence anymore. And besides, it was really for, in Morocco, not here. So it really has nothing to do, despite what they say, it's not tied into our constitution. I don't know where that came from, but that's false. I think Jamal was one of the ones that ran into the woods, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Bloodletter, I'm doing better, thank you. I think 9 of them took off or something like that. Trying to find more information on that. Let me drop this screen. Whoops. Subscreen. See if there's an update. Okay, bizarre incident played out Saturday morning after a state trooper saw a group of 8 to 10 men in military-style uniforms refueling their vehicle on the side of I-95, about 10 miles north of Boston. I mean, you have to. They had to know. I mean, that if you're gonna refuel and be out, with guns slung over your shoulder and then all tactical gear refueling, someone's gonna notice. And their excuse was they were going to Maine for training. During the traffic stop, 2 arrests were made. The rest of the group identifying themselves as Moorish American arms, fled into the wooded area. 9 were detained by 10:45 local time, and 2 more suspects were found in their vehicles. All 11 suspects are expected to appear in district court Tuesday morning, Suffolk County District Attorney Marion Ryan said. Oh, I can't wait for that. I'm definitely going to try to cover that if I can. Said the individuals, all men, will appear on firearms and other charges. Does it say what the other charges are? Residents in Wakefield and nearby Reading were advised to lock their doors and shelter in place. No threats were made, but men were considered armed and dangerous. See, this is what I mean. They're very dangerous, and I think, while it's fun to laugh at them and point out the stupid, they're becoming more extreme. And yeah, I'll still make videos, laughing at their stupid, but we really we got to take them seriously, though. This group is just getting bigger and bigger, and if we don't watch it, it could be overwhelming, and we don't need that. We really don't. Another video popped up where he was coaching the rest to only say, "Talk to Jamal." Yeah, Jamal does have the gift of gab. He actually thinks he's clever, and when he's really not. He makes himself look foolish and really radicalized. Because make no mistake about it, they are sovereign citizens and they are radicalized. Because if most of you remember, I think it was in the 80s when 2 officers were killed by a sovereign citizen during a traffic stop, one of them being the chief's son. And I think that's when they really started gaining notoriety. And from there, it just grew. People, just caught on and decided, hey, I want to be this sovereign citizen. And, well, here we are today. Hey, Mila's mommy. Sorry about that. I'm a little lost in chat, so I'm going back a little bit. If I missed anyone else, I apologize. Moors are not all practiced sovereign cits. Yes, they are. Moors are an offshoot of the sovereign citizen movement. And really, there's no such thing as a Moor. Moors were wiped out centuries ago. And the Moors were Arabic and Berber, not black. What did Archangel? And those who claim that Moor is a nationality are even dumber, because Moor is not a nationality. Now, Moroccan is a nationality, but those who claim that Moor is a nationality are black. The only ones that they're fooling is themselves. Okay, that's a good point. Tuffy said, not the Temple Moors. Yeah, they do. That is right. I have to thank you for that. I have to give you that. The Temple Moors, they despise the Soft Moors. they are embarrassed by them, and they in no way acknowledge in anything they do. I think Mr. Swindle at one point actually spoke to one of the Temple Moors, and they actually had a really good conversation. The treaty is still in existence, and where? Show me where, because it's not. The treaty was for trade in Morocco, has nothing to do with our constitution, and I challenge you to show me where it says anything about the Treaty of Peace and Friendship in the Constitution. I think even the Moroccans are embarrassed by the Moorish sovereign citizens. Yes, Internet God. The current Moroccan government was established in 1956. Previous treaties mean nothing. That's true. And the treaty was only about trade anyway, so really has nothing to do with our laws or anything. Yes, Sean is correct. Timothy Drew, or as he likes to be known, Noble Drew Ali, which he was not noble, or nor was he a prophet. He was nothing more than a con man, and he died while on trial for murder. And if he didn't die, he probably would have been convicted. Morocco, North America, is a city in Indiana. What? Hey, Nick. Hey, Mike. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up in chat. Yes, please hit that thumbs up button because, unlike CNN, I'm unbiased. And Noble Drew Ali never was a prophet. It's only a delusion in his own mind. He's nothing more than a snake oil salesman. Oh, there's a town in Indiana called Morocco. Okay, I see now. I was confused. They probably denounced the Moorish sovereign citizens as well. At least I hope they do. Well, John, they're claiming that they have the rights here. If they have rights, go, try to use them wherever they do have the rights, which I don't think they have, because the Moors really don't exist anymore. The modern nation of Morocco isn't the Morocco that these Moors claim to be their nation. They claim that they're the global Moroccan empire. There was, but years ago. But these are also the idiots that claim that the United States is Morocco, northwest of Mexum. which is a bunch of bullshit too. And yes, Cameron is correct. The real Moroccan people hate these cons. It's very true, and I actually feel bad for real Moroccans having to deal with this garbage. And what would be funny is I would love to see one of these more sovereign citizens go to Morocco and try to claim their rights there and see what happens to them. I would pay to see that. Did he die in debt, Sean? That I didn't know. I know he died while waiting to be put on trial for murder. No, we don't judge any Moroccans. If I according to my analytics, I actually do have a couple of people that watch my videos from Morocco. So if there's any of them watching this chat, we have nothing against you. We love Moroccans. We feel sorry that you have to be lumped in with these idiots, but we have no problem with you whatsoever. Interesting, Sean. I did not know that. It's very, very interesting. Hey, Rodan and Banger, how are you? The only passport or government ID they can get is the fake ones that they have to buy that never work. Like the kind that for a while until the machine was taken away that Sharon used. Speaking of Sharon, I haven't even paid attention. Is she still rambling on? Anyone know? Morocco. What is it like in Morocco? And I'm sure they don't talk about it because they don't want to be lumped in, and they're pretty embarrassed by this group. Yes, I'm actually gonna pin that, Sean. Well, I'll put it on. Hold on, let me see if I can pin that. Yes, for those that want to help, Virgo's GoFundMe is still up, and the latest report that I have is that she's, still at the extended stay, waiting, and she's looking for a house and still on oxygen. But as much as she can, she's keeping her spirits up. I talk to her quite frequently. I'm always checking up on her. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Kay Shay. Would love to come to the USA, get a job, make money, and retire to their country to eat Moroccan food and live among their faith. Are you still in Morocco now, or are you in the US? Yes, Ellen. She's okay for as much as she can be. She suffered heavy smoke inhalation, and so she has to be on oxygen, and I believe 24-hour nurse care, if I remember correctly. but she sends her hellos and thanks everyone who donated and everyone who showed up for the streams and asked about her and expressed well wishes. She really appreciates you. So far, 4 of the dogs were found. 1 is still unaccounted for, and that's the little man. Right now, the 4 are with a pet sitter. And I know Virgo is looking forward to when she could be reunited with them. And hopefully, we'll find the 5th dog. No, we're not giving up on that. We're not giving up until that dog's found. Hey, Harley. Having a baby here in Europe. Met my wife in Morocco. Views are in Morocco, so hopefully get back there. Congratulations on your baby. Is it a boy or a girl? Sean, you do have some leads on little man's whereabouts? That's great. Yeah, it is sad that one's still missing, but I'm confident that he'll be found. Hey, Lady Kingston. I've been trying to look to see if there's any more updates about Rise of the Moors, but I don't seem to find it. Let's see. And if I tell you my phone was blown up this morning with information about this whole Rise of the Moors thing, unbelievable. So, Tanya, how's the weather where you're at? It's 103 here and mostly cloudy, which means the humidity is probably up a bit. I call them the rise of the sovereign citizens. Want to trade? You take the 103. I know in a little bit I'll be jumping in the pool. More militia, the rise and fall of Jamal. I like that. Baby girl's coming. Morocco's nice if you're a conservative and don't like the identity politic nonsense. Well, congratulations on your baby girl. When it is your wife due? Anything? Check if there's any other videos, anyone else go live. The lawyer was on it, and I know Artie was too. Hey, Bama, how you doing? I go on vacation on the 13th. Is when I leave. But since I'm always honest with you guys. Lately, I've been on a mental vacation. Let's call it. I'm not ashamed of it. Everyone has it. And it's part of life. Hey, Jason. Oh, so she's doing it in August. Well, definitely let me know when the baby is here. That's great. I'm very happy. Is this your first child? Hey, Lana. Just missed the whole Rise of the Moors thing. They were going up to Maine for some armed training. They got pulled over, and well, they they do what you'd expect them to do. They ran. The only news on Virgo, I mentioned this before, you may not have been here, is she's still at the extended stay, looking for a place for her and her spouse. She's still on oxygen, and that's about it. She's in as good spirits as she can be. She says hello to everybody, and I'm hoping that I can get her to record a little something so I could play for everyone. So we'll see what happens with that. But she's very, very thankful for everybody. What did PayPal Patricia do now, Cobra? Patty got arrested? Or are you talking about Jamal got arrested? Let's see. News now. Epic. PayPal and News Now rapist. What a team. Yeah, didn't I hear that Furry was hanging out? Was it 3 days ago? No, News Now Houston. No. Anyone know if they're live at all? Live and begging for donations to get him out of jail. Love you too, Doofy. You want to go live? I want live. Hey, Road Pirate. Found a BitChute link with clips from the standoff. Oh, can you send it to me? Give the link to your channel. It's only been eight years. I plan on doing a another Quiplash stream. I know a lot of people had fun with that. And for the a crazy Karen feature coming up soon. Hey, Prastonic, how are you? Nothing more. Going on. All right, let me check it out. Hey, it's Ed Ramirez. How you doing, buddy? Hey, what's going on with Emo? I haven't seen him. Did he give up again, or is he just laying low? Okay, and here is what Road Pirate was talking about. Second. My internet's really slow for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. Why can't I? There we go. Come on.
Muslim Moorish militia of about a dozen individuals in full military tactical gear got in a standoff with police last night on I-95 in Massachusetts. Here are several of their clips they live streamed onto YouTube of that standoff and blockade of the highway.
We are not anti-government. Our nation, flag is right here, has a treaty with the government.
No.
That we were being extra careful as to not violate the federal laws of the United States. The federal laws in the state that we are coming from. We have the right to peaceful journey through the states as long as we are not making unnecessary stops. to ensure that we're not making enough fuel, so that way we can pull over, fuel our vehicles without having to or alarm the public. One of your officers, after we're already pulled over, turned on his lights. I greeted your man with a handshake and introduced myself. I then asked for the sergeant or the shift supervisor, and I was given the sergeant. We're still here. We're still safe. The lieutenant has informed us that they're going to move some of their vehicles, and they're doing that now. It's cold out here, so I'm sure that's why it sounds like this. We've been out here since about 2 a.m. It's about 4 a.m. It's so we've been out here since 1:53 a.m. It is July 3rd, 2021. We are in North America, Morocco. We are on the Interstate 95 near exit 57.4. The mile marker is right near this police vehicle, which they're going to be moving it soon, and I'll be able to walk up because I don't want them to think anything funny. But in fact, I'll just show you for the record, because we already assured them that we're going to be peaceful, so they have nothing to worry about. But the mile marker was right here. So that's where we are. On Interstate 95, Massachusetts, near exit 57, mile marker 57.4. They specified in the news that we're anti-government, but we're not. We're not anti-government. We're not anti-police. We're not sovereign citizens. We're not black identity extremists. As specified multiple times to the police, that we're abiding by the peaceful journey laws of the United States, federal courts. So just look up Title 18 of the United States Code, subsection 926 alpha or 925 alpha, if I'm not mistaken, as well as the decision of the United States Supreme.
So here's what we know about the standoff. 11 in custody during standoff with group of armed men on I-95 in Wakefield area, Massachusetts. State police said 11 suspects have been arrested during a Saturday morning standoff between officers and a group of armed men on Interstate 95 in Wakefield that began after a trooper stopped to assist two vehicles in the highway's breakdown lane. Police had announced 2 arrests during a press conference just after 8 a.m. 9 more arrests were reported about 10:30 a.m. The incident began unfolding at about 1:30 a.m. Saturday when a state trooper stopped to assist 2 vehicles in the breakdown lane and encountered 8 to 10 men in military-style gear. They were in the process of refueling their vehicles, Mason said. Some had long rifles, some had sidearms, pistols, some had a combination of both.
Let that sink in.
The trooper requested their driver's license status and asked them to produce gun licenses. They indicated that they did not have them or did not have them with them. The trooper called for backup, and state police and local police responded. Negotiators talked to the group's members, some of whom have remained near their vehicles, while others have gone into the woods. The 2 men arrested were found in the woods, he said, and one of them was armed. Quote, our negotiators are in contact with the individuals, and the self-professed leader wants it very much known that their ideology is not anti-government. I think the investigation that follows from this interaction will provide us with more insight into what their motivation and what their ideology is. Thanks for watching. Please share this video to help my channel grow. You can also donate cryptocurrency in the description below. In Manitoba, Canada, Indian terrorists tore down a statue of Queen Victoria on Canada Day. Over the past several weeks, these terrorists have burned down at least 4 churches.
Hey, Artie, how's it going? Do you have any updates at all from this? Okay, so Massachusetts doesn't recognize out-of-state permits. Hey, Led Zeppelin Werewolf Girl, how are you? So if they have a permit, then the permit will be from, I think he's from Rhode Island, if I remember correctly. So then it wouldn't be valid in Massachusetts. And what kind of guns were they carrying? I know there was some rifles, handguns. You know, God, it's not a stupid question because they probably didn't have valid license tags. They usually have those fake ones that what do they say? Private, I think. Is that the same one that I played earlier for a pirate? I played one update. Hey, Jimmy, how's it going? Were they within reach? I don't. As I said, I woke up after it happened, so I was just going on what I've seen. But if I remember correctly, I don't believe that the guns were secure. Yeah, I don't think any of us is surprised because that's their whole thing, not to show ID. One-year mandatory minimum per firearm, 6 months for ammo. Yeah, and from what I heard, 9 of them ran. Robert, I think when Chuck his stream, I think he was just mirroring either Artie's or Joe's. And not to mention, taking off isn't really good either. That's probably one of the dumbest things you do. And even if they make it to Maine, you know, while they were doing their quote unquote training, you know, the cops would have been called out there and they would have been arrested by Maine police. We have anyone from Maine in here? Not know their smarts. Honestly, they're not holding those weapons. Yeah, well, delusions run wild with the more sovereign citizens. Oh yeah, Ropide, he definitely will. He's good. He'll play victim as usual. Hopefully they won't be let out of jail. Hopefully they'll be denied any bonds. I'd be curious to know. I wonder if S. Elmo will still back these guys after this. You guys think? Because for those that didn't know, S. Elmo and Turd were fans of Ryan. No, that's not the Mormish guy. I actually haven't heard from that. The Mormish guy is Herbert, and last I heard he was living in Mexico, but I hadn't heard anything from him. I believe the FBI was on scene, and I'm sure also on scene was probably the U.S. Marshals. Hey, Runri, how you doing? And there's my man Taco. And coming in now is Schrodinger's cat. They're still trying to ID all. They're shooting for arraignments to be Tuesday based on the news report I just read. I'll be covering that on Tuesday. Yeah, and they are terrorists. And all paper terrorists. I really can't wait to see Devon's reaction to this. That is going to be a gold mine. No, they're still considered paper terrorists, especially with the false liens and the affidavits. Yeah, they're still considered paper terrorists. And these fake licenses and other crap that they try to sell people. Virgo knows, and yep. And truth be told, Virgo did call it a long time ago. She said that these people are a lot more dangerous than we realize, and they are. And she was right. Even I argued it with her. But Virgo knows what she's talking about. Hey Taco, do you get an Xbox Series X yet? It's an awesome system. If not, you should. Who are you talking about, Internet God? And there's Sunny. I don't know if any of my New Zealand subs are in here, but there's quite a few of soft sit videos out in New Zealand I was gonna good to actually look into and see, what they're like out there. If they subsets or are they even called freemen on the land? I think it should be pretty interesting. I know I have at least 4 or 5, maybe more, New Zealand subs. So if anyone here and you have any subset videos from out there, please email them to me. My wife says they come to Staples all the time. Yeah, they also try to push that they shouldn't be charged tax. Then they're tax exempt, which always fails. Hey, Taco, I can't wait for Halo Infinite. That I think is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to be a part of the beta of that. Is Helen Keller? How are you, Miss Keller? Haven't seen you in a while. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Jesse. My condolences. I'm glad I could help in any way, but you have my deepest condolences. Oh, you're from France, Led Zeppelin, Werewolf Girl? I always thought you were from England, but we love our French counterparts as well. Virgo's the first watchdog that brought the subs more to my attention. Never knew that she was going on. Yeah, she's been around a long time, and then Van came into the scene, and then Van is actually my inspiration. If it wasn't for Van's channel and Virgo's as well, if it wasn't for them, Degeneration Nation wouldn't even exist. How is it in France? I've never been there. I've always wanted to visit. Thomas, Natalie, the lawyer chick, actually did a video, and I think Artie mirrored it. It was either Artie or Joe, I can't remember, where two more sovereign citizens try to take over a house that this woman just bought. It's Frenchy. A little fact for you: I was born in Tucson. Yeah, Natalie, she's really cool. She breaks down some videos really good. If you guys aren't subscribed to her, definitely go sub. If someone could put her channel link in the chat. Eldest, there's no update yet. From what I heard, they're going to be arraigned on Tuesday, so we'll find out. Monday's a holiday, right? Is Monday the holiday? No, Sunday's a holiday, but Monday is considered the workers' holiday, so there'll be rain on Tuesday. Let me see if I could. Go. Copy link. Here's a link to Natalie's channel. Tell her DJN sent you. If you like Artie's work, Joe's work, then you'll definitely like her work. Also, another good one, and he's newer, at least to me. Mike, Law Talk with Mike. I think it's his channel name. And here's the link for Law Talk with Mike. It's great to have resources like this. All these lawyer channels are awesome. So you could pretty much confirm what's BS and what's not. So I definitely recommend all of them. If you guys aren't subscribed to Artie, Joe, Mike, Natalie, and I'm probably missing one more, but no, go sub to them. Even NRA won't provide legal services. Yeah, that's true, and can't blame them. Yes. Thank you, Sean. I would have completely forgot. Mr. Swindle Hoodwinked also puts out some really good videos, and though I don't think he's done this in a while, he usually tries to crash the conference calls from Pauline. What's her name? God, why can't I remember her name? Light Jerry Bay. She has those crazy conference calls, and he's always crashing them, and she gets so pissed off. It's funny. Yeah, military training exercise from someone that failed out of boot. West Wind, the Rise of the Moors got arrested because they were driving through Massachusetts up to Maine to do in full tactical gear and guns to do some training, they said, and they got arrested. And another fun fact about Light Tajiri Bay that some may not know, she actually used to work for the government, our government. I think she was contracted, but yeah, she used to work, and she still gets, a retirement payment from them. So she kind of contradicts herself there. Yeah, Sonny, those conference crash calls were great. I hope he starts doing it again. Choosing the airport, another thankless person. I don't get how you could turn your back on your country like that. To me, that's just inexcusable. I mean, yeah, our country is fucked up in a lot of ways, but it's still our country. Tom's looking it up. I couldn't find any record of that. I think Mr. Swindle had something on it, and if I remember correctly, he didn't even make it out of boot. Oh, then I am doing StreamYards. She was a stewardess for the Air Force. Are you retired Air Force? Well, thank you for your service. Military is military no matter what country you're from. Dude, I think the U.S. Marshals were also on scene too. But we'll find out what the charges are on Tuesday, because they don't get sent in front of a judge on a weekend, and Monday's a holiday, so Tuesday we'll find out, and I'll probably go live and cover it. Trump was in the Air Force. Did the walk of shame out of a Marine boot? Yes, from what I've read. I can't confirm it for sure, but I'm pretty sure that he failed out of boot. Oh, but there were Sharifs there. That's right. We live on every branch, but we wear the same flag. That's right. Yes, Sunday is a holiday, but on Monday in the U.S. at least, well, duh, would be just in the U.S. because it's a U.S. holiday. On Monday, it would be for the work week. Again, its premiere about to start with a few Jamal clips. Shoot, if Jamal was the cook, I hope anyone he cooked for didn't eat that day. Yeah, but remember, Rope Pirate, they're not a militia. They're not sovereign citizens. Yep, that's right, Thomas. And I think it's disgusting how they claim the Native Americans aren't the real indigenous people. It pisses me off when they say that, and when they refer to them as $5 Indians. That just who knows how many soldiers there are? Probably a lot. Hey, Aussie New Zealand. There's one of my New Zealand subs. Hey, do you have any sovereign citizen videos from New Zealand? I would love to actually cover them. I know there's some out there. Yeah, a lot of people don't know the Moor. If you ask them, they'll be like, "What the hell is a Moor?" And once you tell them, they give you this look like you're the crazy one. But yeah, word has to get out further because this is only going to get worse. Yes, Scott, and I think that's the biggest part of her bitterness towards the government. Yes, Arby, they don't believe they believe that they are the actual indigenous people of the land. Honestly, World Pirate, most of his followers are so brainwashed they probably still would follow him. Exactly, Ernie. If they're not, then get the heck out of my country. Sean, didn't her brother get out of it though, or is he still in the Moorish con game? No, that was Alana. That's Sharon Sharon Tracy Gale. And here is Chuck chases the facts. Hey, Aussie in New Zealand, do you know? Do you have any videos about New Zealand sovereign citizens that you can send me? I would love to do one on them. Yeah, the Moors are anything but peaceful. And the more sovereign citizens' excuse is DNA is not accurate. It was what did they say? It was developed by white people to keep the Moors down, or something like that. Hellfire, yes, it is. 11 were arrested, and they'll be arraigned on Tuesday. If any of them took a DNA test, it will come back with African roots, guaranteed. Doofy, I told you that in complete confidence. You weren't supposed to say that. Are you 100% a native, Sean? I know my wife is about a quarter Cherokee. So, Sarah, they believe that the history today is not accurate. That there's a whole bunch of history of the Moors, but we but the government burned it up. Like I took one of the DNA tests. I did the ancestry. I am in fact European. See what I get. I got um, English, Irish, Scottish, French, German, and Finnish. Oh, and Italian too. So I'm a mutt. You're 100% Irish, Tony. I would love to go to Ireland one day. Ireland and Scotland. That's on my bucket list. I'm not having anyone up, Chuck. Today was just whatchamacallit, update on the rise of the Moors. I may be back tonight. I'll see. And then I'll have some people up. Were they road pirate? That I didn't hear. That's interesting. Yes, I heard Ireland is awesome. So let's see what's on my bucket list. So as I said, Ireland, Scotland, France, England, Italy, Australia, New Zealand. I better save up some money. See, Jason, and that's how it's supposed to be. You know, you're raised in a welfare home, but you pick yourself up and you fought for everything you have, and that's amazing. My hat's off to you, sir. Iceland is actually another place I would love to visit. France is okay. Only problem is it's full of French people. Personic, you're from Poland, right? That's another place I'd love to visit. I heard Iceland's beautiful. Yeah, Aussie in New Zealand. Yeah, ask away. There's have a whole bunch of us that could answer questions. And also, if you have any questions, you can always email me. They raise horses for meat? Wow, I did not know that. Volcano from where? I must have missed where you mentioned that before, Jason. Also, New Zealand, the Moors are an offshoot of the sovereign citizen movement. They believe that that they are indigenous to this land. What else do they believe? They believe that they don't have to follow our laws. They believe that the Treaty of Peace and Friendship is part of our Constitution. Basically, they're delusional. Chuck, the update is 11 of the Rise of the Moors were arrested and will be arraigned on charges on Tuesday. Thomas, oh, damn, I know I forgot something today. Damn it, I hate forgetting pants. Iceland volcano. I'd actually love to watch that. That's interesting. I hope everyone was evacuated and no one got hurt or killed. Rise of the retards. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. And the Moors will just object to everything that the judge says, and it basically will go nowhere. They'll hopefully they won't get any bond, and they'll just have to sit until a trial. But the treaty's really not part of American law. It's just so ships could pass through the ports in Morocco. But the problem is these idiots think that it's part of the Constitution, but none of them could actually show where. I would love to be in Massachusetts and be able to go to that hearing. I would love to record it live. I mean, we hope so. If it is streamed, then I'll do my best to carry it live. If not, I'm sure either Joe or Artie, Natalie or Mike will have it live. It could be
I don't know if they do it on YouTube, but more than likely it's probably still going to be on camera, so it will be a Zoom thing. So it was extended, but I don't think it's extended to today. I mean, I haven't really heard anything about it, and besides, it's for ports in Morocco anyway. And despite what the Moors say, it has nothing to do with the U.S. Constitution. What town is it? I don't know. I'll look it up. Let's see if I can find what town it is. 11. Wakefield, Mass. It looks like, if I'm not mistaken. 10 miles north of Boston. No, King Leo. Devon hasn't mentioned anything yet. I've actually been looking on YouTube, and so I'm very surprised. I figured that he'd be right on this, but so far nothing. Yeah, I don't see anything. Okay, so it happened in Wakefield, but that went too fast. But the court is in Woburn. Yeah, Chuck, that's what I thought. I thought he'd be all over this too. I'm sure he'll be on later, running his mouth on how, you know, the people covering the story were all devils and agents and any of the other nonsense words he uses.
Poro Fest.
Okay, so for those who haven't seen it, just for a change in pace here. Anyone who has not seen this yet, I updated my intro, so I thought I would play it and then let me know what you think. I'm proud of it. I love it, and anyone that's seen, I've gotten pretty good feedback on it. Oops, where is it?
Professor is an in-game desktop app. Once the game starts, Professor scouts your opponents. Learn. Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is.
Stop being such a fucking degenerate.
Our time will be over.
Y'all don't represent truth. Y'all don't represent justice. Y'all represent evil.
And there it is.
Montana 3. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hey, Kenny Klein TV, how you doing? I think this is the first time I've seen you in my chat. Thanks for Byron. My favorite is the clip of Devon that you gave me. I think that fits perfectly. No, it's nothing I get mad over. I just felt that it was time for a little update. I'm still live for a few minutes longer, but I'm not actually having anyone up. I may go live again later. Maybe, chat some, play some quiplash, just have fun. Hey, Doofy, are you anywhere near there, Wilburn? Rights and wars will don't use paper terrorism channels to the court's authority. Usual BS for more. Yep. Jurisdiction will definitely come up and be dismissed as usual. New member. Welcome, Craig, and thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that. A little fun fact about the excuse me, it's spam clip is I've been told by many people that I better not ever remove that from the intro. Quite a few people would be mad at me if I did. No, they'll be pro se. They won't accept any legal counsel. Though I have a feeling that legal counsel may be there to be assigned to assist, but they won't accept any legal counsel at all. You're right, Chuck. I probably would lose a lot of subs over that. For some reason, people really like that. Hey, there's Mrs. Jarhead. How are you? Love you too. And for some that may not know this, recently the Jarheads got married. Hey, Aussie in New Zealand, are you in North Island or South Island? If I can ask. Hey, I never heard Prastanik's accent. Prastanik neglects me. Doofy has a typical Boston accent. They got married to each other, Mr. and Mrs. Jarhead. Well, I never heard her accent, so Personic, I'm mad at you now. I'm in awe of New Zealand. I really wanted to go there, and especially because I think I've talked to you about this before. Especially to go to the Lord of the Rings sets where they were filmed, and of course Hobbiton or Hobbitron. I don't even know how it's pronounced. Hey, Comfort Doll. And another fun fact that I don't think a lot of people know is Chuck used to be a police officer in New Zealand at a time. Chuck, did you live in the North Island or the South? Is it pronounced Auckland? I never know how I was pronounced, and I would never want to sound stupid. So I'm hoping that I pronounced that right. My luck, I pronounced it wrong. Why don't you envy him? New Zealand is beautiful. Thank you, Alana, and thank you for coming by. I love the New Zealand and Australian accents. When is the Brockton Fair, Doof? Did I say Auckland right? Did I pronounce it right? Yeah, I'll be leaving in a couple of minutes. I gotta head out, but I may be back tonight. And now it's funny. Ever since I talked to New Zealand people, now my Google feed and Facebook is filled with ads for visiting New Zealand. Tell you, Google spies on you. Get articles, the top 10 best places to live in New Zealand. Um, articles about the different areas where you could visit where the Lord of the Rings series was filmed. My problem is I think if I visited New Zealand, I'd probably never want to come home. Hey, Doofy, I don't know if you answered it or if I just missed it, but when is that fair that you were talking about? Facebook does spy on you. I was talking about Dodge Chargers the other day also, and what comes up on my feed? All about Dodge Chargers. I always say, is it Worcester? I probably got that wrong. When I was younger, I used to call it Worcester. Back in my teens. Take care, Road in the Banger. The Avatar movies were filmed in New Zealand as well. I love me some what, King Leo? Hello again to the lovely Prastonic. Hopefully I said that right as well. Sometimes my pronunciations aren't good. I love the first Avatar movie, and I'm looking forward. I think next year Avatar 2 comes out. But mark my words, I will visit New Zealand and see and tour all the places where the Lord of the Rings were filmed. Mark, that's exactly how I would have pronounced it too. How is it pronounced? It's Woosta. Woosta. Thing is, Ms. Jarhead, I may buy a one-way ticket there and not come home. I heard the land is beautiful, the people are really nice, and it's just beautiful land. Including the parking lot that was flooded to resemble the mar. Oh, really? That I didn't know. That's interesting. Just like a town here in Arizona, most people say Prescott, but it's actually pronounced Prescott to the locals. So you know who's from here and who's not by how that's pronounced. It's spelled Prescott, but it's actually pronounced Prescott. I appreciate that, Chuck. I'm going to be going in about 2 minutes anyway. Yes, that's how non-Arizonans pronounce it, but it's to us locals, it's Prescott. I appreciate that, Chuck. Are you still going to go live after me? Oh, Kenny went live? Okay. And there's Mr. Jarhead. How you doing, Mr. Jarhead? It's been a while since we've spoken. You don't message me on Facebook Messenger anymore. I don't think and someone correct me if I'm wrong, Chuck or Aussie New Zealand. I don't think there's any snakes or poisonous animals in New Zealand either. I know there's spiders. Some give one hell of a bite, but I don't think there's snakes or other poisonous animals that I know of. But either Chuck or Aussie in New Zealand could correct me on that. Yeah, Kenny's a good guy. I love his intro. And he puts out good videos. One day, I'll collab with Kenny. Okay, so I stand corrected. There's a poisonous spider, but there's no snakes there, is there? I could have sworn I read that somewhere. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, but I got to wrap this up. I got to head out. I want to thank everybody for joining me. It's nice to actually go live. Haven't been live in a long time, and it's always nice to be chatting with you guys. And I wanted to bring, an update to that Rise of the Moors thing. And as I said, I'll probably go live later tonight, and then Tuesday, if they have some kind of live for the court appearance, then I'll bring that too. So I hope everyone has a good day. It was great talking to you all, and I'll catch you later. Peace.